right on the edge, whereas you're getting the best of both.
Right. It's like a white wine for red wine drinkers.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
All right. Today we've got a lager from Göller in Franconia, northern Bavaria. This is sort of their flagship beer, sort of a house beer. This is not available in New Mexico where we are, but we've got a bottle from Ancient Craft Imports out of Kansas, and we're gonna try it today and let you know how it is.
Yeah, much more amber than I expected.
Okay, so this has got a more of a golden, almost bordering on sort of lighter shade of orange.
Yeah.
This is really
Yeah, I'm definitely getting copper tones out of that.
yeah, light
Wow.
copper tones.
And of course, on the edge, I get the gold. That's it's really good looking. Prost.
Yeah, Prost.
That first smell definitely got malt. Kind of a bready, sweeter bready malt. Whoa, that first taste too is that's got more malt than I expected.
Yeah, it's a nice kind of well-rounded flavor. A good kind of balance between that malt, which it's not. It's pretty dry, but not without its sweetness.
Yeah.
Not without an appropriate sweetness. And I really like this kind of in between this sort of golden, something between gold and amber. If I hadn't looked at the color, I would almost say it was an amber.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes like an amber.
Exactly. Yeah. This is certainly perhaps an older lager. You know.
Yeah.
Let's see, Göller. Yeah, since 1514, and if this is their house draft, their house beer, I'm sure they're making a much older lager than you and I have ever experienced.
Yeah. I think it's still around 5% alcohol, but it tastes like it could be stronger.
Yeah, oh certainly.
Not in alcohol, but in sort of the malt profile.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely more reminiscent of an amber for me.
It's like a sturdy lager.
Deep woods lager. Yeah, this is meant to warm you up. This is good. Yeah, it's certainly good with food, man. And I can only imagine just with some traditional German cuisine.
Yeah.
Right, something hearty.
Yeah.
And this is great.
I was gonna say it's the malt stands out, and I'm not sure how to compare this to other lagers in the malt profile, but the hops sort of recede. I think the malt stands out.
I agree. Yeah.
And I can't quite pick out the hops, but I can taste in the background a kind of a dry, light, bitter hop, but not much.
The start and the start more malty. The finish pretty clean. It's not that cloying syrupy, like it's not staying with you, that sweetness, right? But it finishes off like a smooth, light sweet. But that middle, that's where I start thinking more bready and even some more of the, what might be a light hop and yeast flavor comes out more in the middle for me. Yeah, that's really good. No, I really was not expecting this at all from a lager.
Yeah, also creamy.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. When I drink it, a little heavier body, but that creaminess, that might even be what's making for the, what I was talking about, how it kind of sticks to your tongue a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna give it another round here.
Yeah, that's a really pleasant beer to just spend time with.
Yeah.
Light enough in body to be refreshing. There's enough sort of texture and body to make it satisfying.
Yeah.
And not just watery.
Yeah.
And it leaves behind a little bit of that sort of creamy, semi-sweet.
Yeah. Like I think of it as warming, right? Like when you think of beer seasonally, it's like, okay, it's hot. You don't want a beer that's hearty and warms you up. It's like you want something that's purely refreshing. When it's cold, you want it to be hearty and to warm you up. Right? Darker beer. So the same way, just as you described it, really this beer kind of hits both categories.
Right. It's like
very conveniently, very, just right on the edge, whereas you're getting the best of both.
Right. It's like a white wine for red wine drinkers.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. So I'd put this, and again, I'm going by the category of the beer when I rate these beers. So in the world of lagers, and this is my taste, this is from going back from the experience of all the beers I've had, which I love beer. I mean, this is easily the best lager I've ever had. So I kind of hold back from ever giving a beer a 5. But in the world of lagers, I mean, easily I'd choose this lager over any lager. So I give this a 5.
But I think you're right. This is kind of like a super lager. It's sort of like a one lager to rule them all.
Precisely. But it's a good one. It's not from the dark.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's almost like 2 lagers for the price of 1. I think this has got great balance, great character, really good body. I could see this being refreshing on a hot day. I could see it being warming on a cold day. I could see it with food. I could see it by itself. I mean, and as it warms up, I mean, this character only comes out. There's a little bit of a tiny bit of a fruit character, not an overwhelming hop flavor, but there's like a pleasant dry bitterness, just a little bit. That malt stands out. I really like that. I really like how it's a lager that's just sort of on the verge, on the cusp of something stronger. It's sort of like an evolved lager, even though it's...
Which is strange to say because it's the most traditional one
right,
we've
it's
ever
the most traditional. So maybe things don't evolve for the better. Maybe things devolve over time.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. I think this might be a 5. I think this might be a 5.
Wow. 2 5s.
Yeah.
It's a double 5.